doesn't want to go back. We're not staying here. Here, we suffer here.
We don't want to be integrated. We don't want to go back to Liberia. Please, we need your help.
UNHCR has indicated that with limited exceptions, the only remaining solutions for the Liberians at Buduburam is to consider a repatriation to Liberia or integration into Ghana, with a few very limited exceptions for a narrow category of individuals who would qualify for medical resettlement. And those cases for medical resettlement need to be carefully considered, approached, and reviewed, and those individuals need to be taken care of. There are a large number of Liberians who remain at Buduburam with significant health problems who clearly qualify for medical resettlement.
People who do actually have medical conditions and people who have been interviewed by the UNHCR, some of them even several times over the last 3, 4, 5 years for possible resettlement and because of their medical conditions, and nothing has been done.
In 2004, he fell on a hot coal stove and damaged his eye, and he went to St. Gregory's Clinic where a doctor recommended him for relocation resettlement to get a surgery to get his eye fixed so that the damage wouldn't spread to his other eye. It was a surgery they weren't able to do in Ghana, and he never received the resettlement.
An older woman who was probably in her 60s, and she had been in a bus accident 8 years prior near the camp near when she was traveling between Accra and Buduburam, and she had been in a car accident and her whole left arm is mangled, and actually it's her right arm, and she was telling me how she had had surgery in Ghana and they had messed it up. They put a metal rod in and it was still hurting, and she's just been in pain for the past 8 years, and she has a document that says that she needs medical treatment abroad, and yet she's still in Ghana.
One example of why resettlement should still be an option beyond just medical treatment, there was one woman in particular who I interviewed who had been, her husband had worked for a big corporation. It seemed like they were attacked just randomly by people in Monrovia. When these armed men came to their home, they shot her husband, and as he started fleeing, she was 6 months pregnant. She was raped by 3 men, and as she was trying to escape, she still had 2 younger children. One of her kids was shot while on her back, and she had to drop that kid and pick up the next child and keep going. And after having been in the camp for, I think she said about 7 years, 2 of those men who raped her moved into the camp. Those 2 options of just sending them back to Liberia or integrating them into Ghana just doesn't, I don't think it's enough.
There are obviously individuals who remain in Buduburam for whom integration and resettlement are not an option. There are individuals who are abandoned on the camp. There are individuals who are born on the camp. There are Liberians who simply have no family, no knowledge, no understanding as to what they would face if they were to go back to Liberia. At the same time, they're not necessarily appropriate for integration into Ghana for a variety of reasons that arise out of their situation as having been refugees for so long, and that what they know is their life on the camp, and they don't have the support systems and mechanisms and training that's necessary for them to be able to successfully integrate. But they might have family members in the United States or other countries, and those are cases where family resettlement really does need to be taken into consideration.
One of the main things I'd say is that while they're making these decisions about whether it's, if it's an integration package or if it's revamping the repatriation package, whatever it is, I think that they need to include the voices of the refugees.
And I think we really need to make sure that the voices of everybody are heard, and the particular and unique needs of each individual is taken into consideration. There is going to be no catch-all program or catch-all fix that's going to apply to all refugees. And as refugees, as individuals, each individual is a possessor of fundamental human rights. and each case is going to need to be evaluated on a case-by-case basis.